The drama surrounding Mona Kimura and Dakota Ditcheva is not just another fantasy matchup cooked up by bored fans scrolling through highlight reels at midnight. This is a debate that has taken root in the minds of combat sports analysts, casual viewers, and die-hard fight fans alike. Because somewhere deep in the logic of the sport, this fight makes perfect and terrifying sense. Two of the most polarizing figures in women's combat sports. Two completely different styles. Two women who have never shared a ring but have somehow managed to occupy the same conversation for months. The question is no longer whether this matchup would be entertaining. The question is who walks out as the ultimate queen when the bell finally rings. Let us start with Mona Kamura, because if you have not been paying attention to what this woman has been building, then you have genuinely been missing one of the most fascinating stories in combat sports right now. On the surface, Mona presents herself with a cutesy, almost doll-like persona. She smiles for the cameras. She carries herself with a gentle elegance that throws every opponent off before they have even laced their gloves. And then the bell rings, and everything that seems soft and delicate transforms into something precise, violent, and completely relentless. The contrast is jarring the first time you see it. By the second time, you realize it is entirely intentional. The weapon that put Mona on the global map is the Kamura kick, and that signature raised leg side kick that she fires from a one-legged stance with. Balance so extraordinary it looks like something pulled directly from a video game. But dismissing it as a trick would be one of the most dangerous mistakes any opponent could make. That kick is the product of years of balance training, elite body control, and tactical intelligence. She is not just standing on one leg to look impressive. She is controlling distance, managing range, keeping opponents permanently uncomfortable, and punishing anyone reckless enough to try walking her down. Even on a single leg, she is more dangerous than most fighters are when both feet are planted firmly on the ground. What truly separates Mona from every other exciting kickboxer in her division, though, is the fact that the kick is only the beginning. Her foundation is built on boxing, years of amateur competition that gave her combinations sharp enough to compete with anyone. Her signature southpaw straight left is a thing of beauty, snappy, precise, and delivered through a lightning-fast in and out movement that happens in less than half a second. She bounces into range, fires the punch, and is already gone before the opponent can even think about answering back. Then she stabs the sidekick into the face before the opponent resets. Then she goes back to the body. The rhythm is constant, and the unpredictability is the entire point. When you are fighting Mona Kamura, you are always on the edge, always half a beat behind, and always 1 second away from eating something you did not see coming. Defensively, she is just as calculated. Her sidekick doubles as a range management tool, keeping opponents at the exact distance she wants them. And when fighters try to attack her grounded leg to take away that stance, the distance is already too great for the kick to land cleanly, and she twists her knee with intelligent timing to protect against low kick attempts. This is not a raw talent operating on instinct. This is a refined, thoughtful kickboxer who understands every dimension of her own game and uses it with championship-level intelligence. Now enter Dakota Ditcheva, and understand immediately that she represents something entirely different. Where Mona is rhythm and unpredictability, Dakota is structure and pressure, and she brings both with a controlled violence that slowly suffocates whoever stands across from her. From the opening second of any fight, there is something in Dakota's energy that signals danger without ever rushing toward it. She does not scramble. She does not panic. She builds steadily and deliberately until the pressure she has been stacking becomes impossible to manage. Her striking flow is the centerpiece of everything she does. Dakota does not throw single shots to accumulate points on a scorecard. She throws combinations designed to stack damage, to erode confidence, and to wear down the body and the spirit simultaneously. Jab, cross, front kick, knee, all in one fluid sequence that arrives heavier with every passing round. Her kicks come fast, they come hard, and they come from angles that are genuinely difficult to read, made even more dangerous by how seamlessly she blends them into her boxing. One moment she is flicking a jab to set up the guard, and the next she has already ripped a kick straight through the middle of it before the opponent has even processed the feint. By the time a pattern becomes recognizable, the damage is already done. Her knees in the clinch deserve a section of their own. Once Dakota closes the distance and gets into that clinch range, she starts firing long knees with serious power, and she does not stop. She throws the first, then the second, then the third, and opponents who thought they could survive in close quarters quickly discover that the clinch is not a safe place when Dakota Ditcheva is the one holding them there. Combine that with a defensive base that is far more solid than she gets credit for, balanced, composed, never overextending, always resetting before exchanges get messy. And you have a fighter who is just as difficult to hurt as she is dangerous to face. So what actually happens if these two fight? Mona's best chance lives in the early rounds, where her movement, her rhythm, and that sharp in-and-out timing can keep Dakota uncomfortable and keep the fight at the range she wants. She is fast enough and unpredictable enough to win moments, maybe steal a round, and make this genuinely competitive in a way that surprises people who expected a straightforward result. But here is the brutal reality. Dakota Ditcheva does not fall apart under pressure. She does not get rattled by unpredictability. She keeps coming forward, keeps closing space, and gradually dismantles the comfort zone that Mona's entire game depends upon. As the fight gets uglier and the rounds stack up, Dakota's combinations start landing with more authority. The clinch becomes a recurring nightmare, and the pressure that seemed manageable in round 1 starts feeling completely suffocating by round 3. Mona Kimura is a genuine talent who should never be underestimated. But in this particular fight, against this particular opponent, the pick has to be Dakota Ditcheva by late finish or dominant decision. The structure beats the rhythm when the structure never stops coming forward. Now the floor belongs to you. Do you agree that Dakota takes this fight, or do you believe Mona's movement and unpredictability are enough to pull off the upset? And if this fight were announced tomorrow, would you pay to watch it? Drop everything in the comments below, because this is exactly the kind of debate that deserves every opinion on the table. If this breakdown fired you up, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss the next time a fantasy matchup gets broken down the right way.